We are a country built on a pursuit that drives us to achieve our goals and reach beyond what we thought was possible. We are a country built on freedom, exploration, and the pursuit of the American dream. So pursue freedom in the great outdoors. Pursue exploration on the road less traveled. Pursue your American dream. Click, call, or visit your local Camping World today and see America for less.
We want something newer and a better fit for our lifestyle.
We've got solar and satellite internet.
We have 5 boys and we live full-time in our RV.
We work out of our RV every single day, and so having it be white and bright makes it feel a million times bigger.
It's an amazing feeling that you can't replace.
Honestly, we now feel like we're really home.
Discover your home away from home at Camping World.
Introducing RV123 by Camping World, the only way to buy and take delivery of your new RV, all from the comfort of your couch or camp chair. To buy your new RV the easy way, just follow these simple steps. Step 1, shop till you drop. Find your perfect RV online at campingworld.com and schedule a live virtual walkthrough with one of our RV specialists. Step 2, make it mine. Discuss financing options over the phone with a Camping World finance expert. All paperwork handled via mail. Prepaid envelopes are provided. Step 3, let's go camping. Take delivery of your new RV at your home or campsite. Our certified delivery specialists will provide the same high-quality walkthrough that you would receive at a Camping World dealership. There's a whole new way to buy an RV. Get your RV the easy way with RV123 by Camping World. Demand for RVs is at historic levels, which is why we are working around the clock to Ultimate RV Show National Tour, Day 2. What's up? It's Chris Young. We have seen some fantastic RVs at Ultimate Show pricing. And you know, here at Camping World and at Gander RV and Outdoors, we have a lot of friends who are out there living the RV life. The pros, they know the ins and outs, the tips and tricks, and they have come to partner with us to help you not only experience the best life that RV can be, but also learn how to make it the best that they can be. Haven't seen these guys since summer, so I am super excited to welcome our friends Dan and Lindsay from Follow Your Detour all the way out in Colorado. Dan and Lindsay, welcome to the Ultimate RV Show National Tour.
Hey, thanks for having us. We're so excited to be a part of week 1.
Yeah. You know what? It's a great way to kick it off, right? I mean, having you guys come in, you were with us with Summer Solstice. And we had a lot of fun there. Luckily, it's not as hot here as it was there or, you know, then. I think you guys, have some snow on the ground out in Colorado? Is that right?
We do, but it's a beautiful sunny day. Yeah. We were just looking at the clear blue skies in Colorado. Yeah. It's the best.
Snows one day, it's perfectly sunny the next. So.
Such a great state to RV in, too. Now, for those who might not know exactly about Follow Your Detour or who Dan and Lindsay are, why don't you guys give me a quick intro and also throw out your social media handles for me?
Yeah, so we're Dan and Lindsay McKenzie. Our blog is called followyourdetour.com. Pretty much the same on all the different platforms at Follow Your Detour. We started RVing full-time RVing, 2 or 3 years ago. And the decision to do so was kind of just one of those things that happened for dogs barking in the background.
They go with you. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we started full-time RVing after we experienced sort of a setback of, you could say, found out we couldn't have biological children together. It kind of just rocked our whole world. So we decided to look at that as a detour instead of a roadblock. And then, boom, there we went and started full-time RVing.
Yeah. Now here we are. We have a home base in Colorado. And now we want to kind of transition to a part-time travel lifestyle where we feel like we have the best of both worlds. We can pick up and go anytime in the RV. Like you said, Colorado alone is such a great place to RV. And RVing has just become a huge part of our life. It's our favorite way to travel, so it's something we'll always do.
One of the things that you mentioned I've tried to emphasize so much during the Ultimate RV Show National Tour is how easy it is to just get up and go when you do have an RV. Now, you guys had a beautiful Class C a while back, and I'm sure you've been on a ton of trips. What was your longest trip?
Oh my gosh, we've been all over. We were calculating before this call, we have like 55 6,000 miles under our belt. So we've been everywhere from California to all over the East Coast, down to Mexico, up to Canada. But our longest trip was when we went out to Maine. So we left from Colorado and we made it to Maine in about a little over a week.
Okay.
And then we had a family emergency and we had to turn around and come back. So we went to Maine and back in a little over 2 weeks, which was crazy, but also a very memorable trip because we got to stop at Niagara Falls and Chicago. And that's one of the cool things about long-term travel and going to, taking long trips is there's so many cool stops you can do along the way.
It's one of those things, and you guys are going to find out pretty soon, especially, with the news of the adoption, which is great, is I like taking my kids out to the areas that they're learning about in school to see it in person. And it's a great way to do it in RVing. Now, when you were taking that trip from Colorado to Maine, surely you learned a pretty hard life lesson on that one, didn't you? Did you take away anything that you use now from that trip?
Well, I think we learned, one of the tenets of RVing, which is you've got to just kind of go with the flow. Anytime that you are on a trip, there's an opportunity for something to go wrong. And on that particular trip, we did have quite a few things go wrong. Let's just say that by the time we made it back to Colorado, not all of our RV parts were still attached. So we definitely, experienced some things like that. But that's kind of what goes hand in hand with RVing, right? I mean, nothing that set us back to where we couldn't still enjoy ourselves. Just, part of the experience, I think. And so we learned a lot on that trip, especially that you just got to go with the flow and be flexible.
Yeah.
Now, for somebody who maybe doesn't get a chance to travel, or maybe they've just gone on like little short trips, would you say that's kind of the best advice you could give them, is you just got to go with the flow? Or is there anything else you would add if somebody were to ask you, hey, how can you help me make this trip better?
Yeah, definitely go with the flow is a big one. But I also think it kind of takes some trial and error. You kind of have to just get out there. You can prepare a little ahead of time based on just what your preferences are. Are you somebody who wants to be at a luxury RV resort, or are you more of that rugged backpacker style of traveler and you want to be out boondocking? And just really take into account what you're going to enjoy doing. And you'll kind of learn as you go. You have to find a pace that works for you. You don't want to exhaust yourself. We sort of did that in the beginning where we were going somewhere new every 2 to 3 days, and then we were exhausted.
Right.
And it's great. We saw a lot, but we didn't always enjoy it because we just rushed a lot.
I think too, like the more RVing that you do, the more experience that you get, you'll really start to find what works for you. When we first started, we did not want to drive at night, and so if you're doing a long distance travel trip, and you don't want to drive at night, that's going to obviously make it longer to get there. But as we got more comfortable, we realized that, hey, nighttime traveling actually worked pretty well for us. We, not as much traffic, not as stressful. And, we started doing quite a bit of our traveling at night. And so that helped us enjoy the day and then go on to the next place. And so the more that you do it, you'll just get a little bit more comfortable with and find your own style and see what works for you and your family and your situation.
The roads are usually a little bit less traveled at night, too. Oh, I'm sorry, Lindsay, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and check the weather.
Another good
because,
tip.
if you're traveling long distances in a day, it can be totally different.
Yeah.
So obviously there's just a lot of great safety tips that you can be flexible and go with the flow, but you got to be smart and safe as well.
I mean, come on. You don't want to take the Colorado weather surprise trip and just, because it's never bad out there, So.
True, but...
Yeah.
Which
Sunny
actually...
in one part and snowing in a different, so.
That's what I love, though. You can get pretty much all 4 seasons out there. That's what I love about Colorado. Speaking of, that brings up a good point about taking those trips. What do you find has been easier to do those longer trips on? Motorized, towable? If somebody's looking to do, just get out and haul, what would you say would be the best thing for them to check out first?
So personally, we love motorized. We've done both. We started when we first hit the road. We were in a fifth wheel, And we just prefer getting in, hopping in, going. It's easier to set up. It's more comfortable, especially if you're doing long drives like we were doing. Just the cockpit of a motorized is, designed for road trips. You have your house or your kitchen and a bathroom right there with you. So that meant, shorter or less stops for us because we could just quickly pull off and we weren't having to look for gas station.
Again, it really depends. I think this is like the Apple Android debate. There is no winner ever. It's fiercely contested on both sides. Like she said, in our personal experience, we really enjoyed our fifth wheel, but we significantly enjoyed our motorized experience more. It's just for all the reasons. And when you are traveling frequently, whether it's a long duration or not, like it just gets exhausting from time to time, setting up, breaking down, hitching up, all that stuff. So in our opinion, it was just a little bit easier to do it motorized.
Does it change depending on how many people you have going with you?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing, right? The two of us never had to worry about that. The most that we ever had was one extra person riding with us. So not all motorized are going to have sufficient enough seat belts for, maybe a large family or something like that, right? And so we actually have heard of families who have motorized and they drive in the car behind them with some of the children just for, really making them secure and safe and all that stuff, and just from a seatbelt standpoint. So if you are considering a motorized, you definitely want to make sure that you know how many seatbelts are in there. It's really important to have a seatbelt for everyone.
That's a great point. Now, what about if I'm going to dry dock or if I'm going to boondock? Is there one that you guys have found is a little bit easier or better than the other?
Not necessarily. I think it just really depends on what your goals are. If your primary objective is to boondock as much as you can because you like being off grid and you want to save money or whatever reasons, you definitely have to take that into account and make sure you find the right RV that is boondock friendly, because we tend to think that fifth wheels are a little bit more boondock friendly because they have the bigger tank sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and especially the fifth wheel toy haulers.
Yes.
If you're really interested in boondocking, you can't go wrong with that. Onboard generators, they typically have huge water tanks. You can bring all the toys along that you want. So if that's like really what you're into, that is a great thing. In converse, if you are someone who's really looking for that luxury motor coach type of travel, you're not going to get that with a fifth wheel. You can't beat a Class A for that, behind the wheel American dream RVing. That is, you're not going to get that towing. So it really depends on what you plan to do traveling and what's important to you.
I know a lot of people.
We like a mix of both, and we boondock just as much in the fifth wheel as we do with the drivable. So
yeah, that mostly probably comes down to size more than drivable or towable, right? Because if you have a 44-foot fifth wheel, you're going to be limited in where you can boondock. If you have a 44-foot motorhome, you probably aren't going to want to take that thing off-roading, some of these mountain roads. So I think it really kind of depends on size more than anything.
Because we have had a lot of people ask us, how difficult is it to drive a Class A or to drive a Class C? Is it as hard as people who've never driven it may be perceiving?
I drove the Class C almost just as much as he did. I had no problem. The Class Cs feel like a bigger truck. It felt no different to me. I'm sure ours was also 26 feet, so I'm sure the length would depend as well. But the Class A, we haven't gotten our Class A yet. It's ready for us to pick up here in the next week or two, but I'm scared too. But everyone we've talked to is saying that they're very comfortable to drive. In fact, some people have said they're easier. The Class A's are easier than the Class C's. So,
well, I think you can't make a sweeping statement on that because it's all about the wheelbase, right? And so the Class C's, the one that we had was a very small Class C. And so it was very maneuverable, but some of the longer ones have pretty long wheelbases, which are going to make them harder to drive from a maneuverability standpoint than a Class A.
Right.
And so I'm not too worried about it. I was more intimidated towing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, towing's a little bit different because you have those turning radiuses, the angles, definitely something to keep in mind. You guys have mentioned you boondocked a lot. Was there one boondocking trip that stands out in your mind as being one of the best? Or a location?
Gosh. We tend to find really great spots just right outside of national parks. A lot of times inside the park, it's hard to get a reservation, so we just look right outside. The first thing that came to my mind was Badlands National Park, because there are some incredible spots. You're literally right there, like on the edge of the cliff, which is terrifying.
We almost got blown off a cliff, but besides that.
And the storms are bad there, so definitely be careful. But you can be pretty close to the cliff and
that was beautiful.
basically have the national park in your front yard.
Yeah. Another one that sticks out for me is one we just did this summer in Colorado, and it's up by sort of by Durango, which is in the southwest corner of the state. It's called Lake Vallecito, and it was incredible.
Stunning.
It was just beautiful alpine lake. We're looking over. Oh, it was great. So
We could talk all day about great boondocking spots.
There's so many of them out there for people to experience. Now, what about, because I hear your dogs barking in the background a little bit. What about traveling with pets? What's that like in RVing?
So for us, it just adds to the joy and the adventure. I mean, they're our family, and honestly, it's one of the top reasons that we even chose RVing in the first place, because we hate leaving our dogs behind.
Right,
And we're kind of running out of people to watch them too.
you only have so many times.
But they love it. And I know every animal and pet is going to be very different. We have some friends that their dogs are not as great of travelers, so you obviously have to be sensitive to that. But they have made our adventures all that more enjoyable.
Yeah, I think RVing with pets just takes a little bit more thought and deliberate planning is all. I mean, it's absolutely possible. Almost everyone that we meet in an RV that's doing it full time has a pet of some sort, whether it's a cat or dog or something else. But the fact that you are mobile and you're traveling a lot just means you need to be a little bit more prepared is all. You want to make sure you have all your pets' medications available. You want to make sure you have their shot records.
Flea and tick.
Flea and tick. You really want to understand that you're changing climates too. And so one time, actually, our dog got Giardia, I think it was, in Alabama. Just not something that we're used to here in Colorado. So when we were in there, so you just kind of have to plan. And then also when you're going to stay at places, just be mindful that not every place is dog friendly. Some RV parks have breed restrictions. And then a big thing that kind of surprised us that I wouldn't have expected is that the national parks aren't very dog friendly.
Really?
You can take them in the campgrounds at pretty much every national park, but most of them don't let your pets on the trails. So if you anticipate you're going to go and hike in a national park with your dog, you might want to think again.
Yeah. And then be prepared if you have to leave them in the RV. Make sure we always have a temperature monitor so that it never gets too hot, or make sure that we are plugged into the generator or power so that they can have AC or heat. So just some extra preparing.
Yeah, those are some great tips. I was going to ask you, do you have any tips or tricks for people who are going to take their pets on RVing, but you pretty much covered those. Plan, look ahead. I did not know that about the state parks. That seems almost like it should be the other way around.
Well, most state parks are pretty good. It's the national parks. And
Not even.
Well, it depends. I mean, Colorado has some state parks you can't take your dogs on a lot of the trails. But it's, the thought is they're wildlife areas, and they want to protect those areas and protect your animals too, right? So, but it was surprising for us. And especially, like, for example, in Big Bend, it can get really, really, really hot. And you're sort of remote and isolated. They only let you run the generators for certain hours while you're there.
Right.
And if it's the middle of summer and you have a dog in an RV and you can't take them with you just need to think about those things, because it might get too hot in your RV, which is where the temperature monitor type of thing can be really helpful.
Right. Now, what about somebody who is just getting ready to get into RVing with their pets? What about making the RV more pet friendly? Any tips or tricks there?
Well, it depends on the size of your dog too. I mean, we have 2 medium-sized dogs, and so a decent amount of living space was really important for us. We didn't want to be piled in. What else?
I mean,
honestly, when we bought our last RV, we took our dogs to the Camping World dealership,
right,
and just got a feel for it. And they were super sweet about letting our dogs, kind of go into the RVs and test out the space, which is one of the many reasons we love Camping World. But
I think it's just important that you have a spot for your pet that is going to be kind of their spot. You know, for our dog, one of the dogs pretty much claimed ownership underneath the dinette, and that was her spot. And then the other dog would lay on the couch. So they kind of figured it out.
Feeding areas are one thing to think about. Our new Ace has a slide out pet feeding with 2 little bowls from the shower, which we thought was amazing. They're making, all these cool little pet features now, which is awesome.
Yeah, they even have little leash latches for, when you go out in the campground, you can keep them secure. And those are some great tips and tricks. Very good. Now, let's say I'm getting ready to buy, doesn't matter if it's motorized or if it's towable, and I want to go on my first trip. I want to make sure that it's the best that it can be. With the experience that you guys have, what tips and tricks would you give me to ensure I have a good trip?
Well, I think the first thing I would say, taking it back a step, depending on what RV you're going to purchase or try out or whatever, we always tell people, don't get caught up in the features of a particular thing. Don't get enamored by the big TV or this or that, unless that's what's really important to you. Really, really think about what your use case is and what you're planning to do the most of. So if you think you want to be outside and boondocking the most, really think about that and think about solar and think about those things. So the first step is like finding the right RV that you think is going to be the best fit. And then it might not ultimately be, because a lot of RVers change RVs pretty frequently, you'll notice. And then I think the next thing I would say, and I'll let Lindsay piggyback on it, but is, don't get discouraged. Sometimes it seems that our experience when we talk with other RVers, those first couple trips can be overwhelming. They can be daunting. You feel like you don't know what you're doing. There's so much to learn. But the community's great. Don't get discouraged. Yes. I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, that's good. I think it's very intimidating at first. If you have never RV, we had not spent a night in an RV when we decided to full-time, sell everything and move in.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's scary, but like we said before, you learn as you go. You have to just kind of take the risk and be smart and prepared, but don't let anything hold you back. If your dream is to go travel and get out there and see and do as much as you can.
Yeah. And one final thing I would say, it seems to be unique to the RV industry, the RV community, is don't be afraid to ask for help. So many times along our trips, there's somebody, we call them a road angel, who's just all of a sudden there, who knows how to help us solve exactly what we need, whether that's help backing into a parking space, which no man wants to do. Sometimes, you just need that, hey, you need that, come a little bit farther type of, or fixing something on the RV. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Campers are just very welcoming. At least in our experience, that's been the case.
How about the overpacking instance? Do you guys ever have any issues with overpacking? Because I used to do that all the time. You think you need so much stuff, but you really don't.
Yeah.
We find that when we go camping with our family, rather than RVing for long periods of time, we bring everything. I mean, we have so much junk, but when we're living in it, we figured out how to sort of downsize. We did have to do a sort of a purge, right? We lived in it for 3 months, came home and dumped everything out. We don't need that.
Yeah.
So
you definitely don't need.
You definitely don't need as much.
You can always buy stuff on the road.
See, and that's the only way my wife can get rid of all my 1980s rock band T-shirts is when we go camping, because she purges them as soon as we get back. I'm like, where's my Winger shirt? It's gone. Now, I know you guys have a new Class A coming very soon. What trip are you most excited about taking as soon as you get it?
Funny you should ask, because we tried to plan out our entire 2021 last night. So we got a calendar. We are adopting, so we had, we're going to have newborn appointments and stuff, so we tried to find the chunks of time in between appointments, and we're dying to go back to the Pacific Northwest. We have not made it to Washington, and we are so excited about the national parks up there. We love Oregon.
Yes.
So that's our big bucket list little loop for the year.
Yeah. Also, we're actually also going to do Utah. So we've done 2 of the national parks in Utah, but this year we're going to try and do all of them. Hopefully, make it to Park City, do some fly fishing. Yeah.
Yeah, you got good fly fishing out there. Yeah. Do you have the waders and you got everything you need? You got the good spinnerbait and everything?
Yeah, which sort of unrelated, but what an awesome thing about RVing. We base a lot of our traveling off an interest for us, which is fly fishing, which, if there are like hiking or climbing or things like that, there's no better way to get to experience that than RVing around a different, it's just awesome. So very excited to go fishing in Utah and different places this summer.
Man, you got some good trips planned. So my other question is, would you mind having a tag along? Because I've always said Bend, Oregon is like one of the most beautiful places in the world. If you guys are heading up there, can I at least tag along for some of it?
We're taking applications,
it's
so
okay.
It's a competitive
put your name in the list.
Right. I've had a few kids. I'm good with them. I can watch them,
Yeah, okay.
Right.
That's a good bonus.
Nothing's happened to mine yet. So, we have that in our
Be
bag.
our nanny. Our traveling nanny.
Yes, exactly. A Manny. I tell you what, I think I'd take that title any day of the week. So speaking of your new RV, you got a Class A coming to you. We actually have a Class A that you guys picked out as a special here for the Ultimate RV Show National Tour. And I'm really excited about this one because, during the Ultimate RV Show National Tour, we got over 80,000 factory fresh RVs coming. Did you guys hear about that? That we have that many coming? That's crazy, right?
It's amazing.
So we can't take as much time as we'd like to show every little in and out of every detail of every RV that we have, that's going to be hitting the lots at over 150 locations here for Camping World and Gander RV and Outdoors, which, by the way, you guys mentioned are pet friendly. Thank you so much for mentioning that. So what we're going to do, and we did this at Summer Solstice, we're actually going to do a little walkthrough of one of these units. Now, we have a 2021 Thor Freedom Traveler A27 that you guys are going to be going through that with me virtually. I know we've done this in person, but have you ever done a virtual walkthrough?
Not done it before.
We're excited. This is my favorite thing is going through RVs.
So check this out. Our team is so technologically advanced. Not only are half of them robots, we're actually going to be able to have you guys watch the camera go through this RV. We got drone footage. We got interior footage. Yeah. And we're actually going to do for everybody here watching the Ultimate RV Show National Tour Week 1, we're going to give them a walkthrough of this A27. Does that sound like a good plan to you guys?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
So, and this will give you a little taste too of what your RV might, some of the features might have in it.
Yeah, cool.
And since you guys picked this one out as the special deal of the week, what we like to call our influencer pick, we're actually going to have a special deal price on this one as well. Now, this 2021 Thor Freedom Traveler A27, you're looking at a beautiful Class A motorhome that is packed with a ton of amenities. And guys, if we're ready, what do you say we kind of take it away and let's start walking through this beautiful thing?
All right.
Go. We're excited.
Let's go. So there we are. Can you guys see the outside of it right now?
Not quite. I'm
yet.
still seeing you. Oh,
There we go.
There we go.
Although you are beautiful
Ooh,
too.
that is pretty.
Oh, there we go.
So the great
Love
thing
that.
about
Oh my
this one, it doesn't matter where you are. Now, we're on the East Coast for week 1, but we have specialists standing by right now who, if you like anything in this walkthrough and you say, Chris, Dan, Lindsay, I want to see more. I want to know more. How do I go about doing it? Well, there's one easy, simple way. With over 80,000 factory fresh RVs coming, all you got to do is text FRESH to 46642. Leave us a comment down below, FRESH, and we'll have somebody help you find one of those more than 80,000 RVs coming. Now, if you like this one, you say that A27 is all mine. I got to have it. Chris, Dan, Lindsay, how do I get it? This is a special deal that we did with you guys for the Ultimate RV Show National Tour. You're going to text DEALS to 46642. Once again, that is DEALS to 46642. All right, this beautiful thing has that 7.3-liter Triton V8 engine in it. And Kevin, who is our camera guy, is standing by inside the A27. Kevin, if you're ready, what do you say we walk up front and take a look at that beautiful dash that's on this A27? So Dan and Lindsay, you're going to see right away, they've upgraded the dash this year for 2021. Beautiful wood grain appearance, those leatherette captain's chairs, and take a look at that 10-inch touchscreen that you have there as your command panel. How beautiful is that? That's going to be what looks exactly like the one that's going to be in your RV. Got all the space for your keys, your cups.
Like that workspace right there.
Yes.
Yes.
That little fold-out
Working from
workspace.
the road is how we're able to do it. We have to work from the road. So
Yeah.
that's an
That
important
right there
feature
is one of those. That's one of the things we're most excited about with the Class A is I think there's a 12 volt and a 110
Yep.
up there.
Yep.
And you can set up your computer right there. And I mean, look at the view. You can have an amazing view, comfortable seat, and get a lot of work done, which is pretty incredible.
The big windows of the Class A is really what kind of did it for us because while a Class C's, cockpit area you can use, it just still feels like you're in a car.
Yeah.
And there's something about a Class A with the big windows that makes you feel a little bit more open and spacious.
Now, this one also has the bunk over the cab, which Kevin is trying to show us right now. You got those safety nets over there, but some of them have anywhere from 500 to 800-pound capacities on those bunks up top. And it's comfortable mattresses, large space, easy to see the TV, too, if you want to do some entertaining. But, Dan, you had mentioned a wheelbase was important. This one here has a 178-inch wheelbase. So when you're talking about taking up some road space but also being secure and not taking up too much road space, that falls right in that category right there.
Oh, this is so pretty.
Yeah. Love that floor plan. It's just spacious, nothing kind of obstructing you. It's kind of open. Really like that.
That
Love
super
how-
slide really opens it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I love when the TV is actually across from the couch.
Mm-hmm.
You're having to turn your head.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is a must, but the TV's not taking up any of it.
Now, imagine you're sitting there on that leather sofa right there. You got the cup holders behind you. And you guys are maybe just having your little cup of coffee in the morning. And right there in that panoramic window behind you, the sunrise is coming up over the mountains. How beautiful would that be?
So amazing.
I mean,
That is one thing that we missed. We didn't have a whole lot of windows in our Class C, and so we're so excited for windows because when we're inside working, we want to still feel like we're enjoying the area that we're in. So huge feature for us.
and having the booth dinette and the sofa really gives you some options for sleeping too. This one will actually sleep 6 people comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even in our Class C, we had the separation between the dinette and the sofa, which for us is really important because, we worked at our dinette and we worked a lot. And so that began to feel like the workspace. And then to have a different space that wasn't the workspace really, really felt good. And, to get both of those in something under 30 feet is really great.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, to have something like this, plus, you have the Dream dinette there too, which when that reduces down becomes a sleeper, but you don't have to worry about the legs underneath kicking and knocking your legs around. But get this. You see this beautiful, gorgeous A27? Got the 68 cubic feet of storage, sleeps 6. Regularly, this thing would be over 130 grand, right? But Ultimate RV Show National Tour pricing, they say it's $102,995, as starting at $102,995. But you know what I'm gonna do, Dan and Lindsay, because you guys are here and you're my backup. I'm gonna go rogue. That $102,995 is wrong. I'm gonna start this off at $99,995, or as low as $20.61 a day.
Wow, that's incredible.
Could you cook in a kitchen like that for $21 a night?
Yeah, that is amazing.
I mean,
this is making us so excited to get ours.
Right. Hopefully, some other people are excited to get theirs too. So here's the deal. If you want to take advantage of this deal, you have to text DEALS, DEALS, to 46642. Once again, just text DEAL to 46642. DEALS. Because that is a steal of a deal.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing all the storage, like you said, overpackers. I see lots of drawers and cabinets, which is always a good thing, especially in the kitchen.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons we chose the Class A, because they really do exceed the storage of Class C's. And we knew with a baby coming, we were going to have some more gear, and that was a big motivator for us, was that external storage.
Yeah, and we'll show some of that once we get outside. But you see those cabinets that are on there? That is maple glaze cabinetry. That really adds to the aesthetic inside the Class A's. You know, they're shiny on the outside. They're sturdy, solid wood construction. Yeah, Kevin's opening up the mirrored wardrobe for us right there. You got storage above the sofa, solid wood valances going around the windows. This is just one of those RVs that, and you guys know better than anybody, when you want to get up and go, you want to go to the beach, you want to go to the mountains, you don't have to worry about organizing travel. You don't have to worry about, you know, oh, we got to get a plane ticket. Oh, we got to set up a hotel room. You have your home, your safety, your features that you want right there at your fingertips, going with you every time you want to just get up and go. And that, to me, seems like it would be the best part of RVing in 2021.
For sure. We actually are going to just buy like some duplicate things so that the RV is pretty much always stocked and ready to go. And it's not, you never have an excuse of it being too much work to get in and go. So
another thing I'm noticing right there that I really like is the door that separates the bedroom from the living area. Our last RV didn't have that. So that was another big feature. Another thing that we were looking for was to create that a little bit of separate space.
Yeah.
You know, as sure is important for a lot of families, but as we're embarking on this journey of parenthood and having to work, felt like needing a space that, you know, the baby could be while we're working, or, you know, if he's crying or whatnot. So
yeah, separation of space is huge. Separation of space is absolutely huge, especially if you have kids, because it is great to get out and reconnect. But yeah, you're right. You do need your separate sanctuaries. So that pocket door serves as a great way to kind of just siphon off some of that noise, you know, some of that other stuff going on in the camper. And look at those 84-inch high ceilings, those mushroom lights. Kev, can you get a shot of the bathroom there too? Got a solid door. Look at the shower, that single surround. The brushed nickel fixtures on there. It's just nice.
So nice. Just the whole look of it all, like the lighter color mixed with the dark maple, like you said. It's just beautiful. I love
It does, yeah. For 2021, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to brighten up the interiors because it is more welcoming and more inviting. And, I mean, stainless steel sinks, you know, porcelain bowls, hard nickel brushed fixtures. I mean, for as low as $20.61 a day to own something like that, it's crazy. I mean, but that is an ultimate RV show price. Now, you know, tomorrow on Saturday, that price is going up. So I'm starting it at $99,995 only for today, only because you guys are with me. After today, that price goes up. There will be no more starting at $99,995. It's going right back up to $102. So if you want to save an additional $3,000, and Dan, make sure I did the math right on that. If you want to save an additional $3,000 right there, you need to hop on it now by texting DEALS to 46642. Just comment DEALS, you know, put it down in there. Hey, I want to get on this one. I want to get in on this one. How do I get it? How do I get it? How do I get it? This A27 is great for those families or that adventurous couple that just happens to be living in Colorado that wants to go back to Maine and watch the Black Bears, the mighty Black Bears, fight a football game.
It's a good little way to start the new year is to buy this and get a good deal and start planning your adventures.
Right. You got storage right there under the booth dinette too. Kev pulled those out for us. Easy to access, solid wood construction too. Kev, right behind you on the campsite is the kitchen. We really didn't get a chance to hit that yet. Yep, you got the gas electric fridge right there. You got the microwave. You got the flush-mounted 3-burner cooktop with the glass cover. That kind of neo L-shaped kitchen. Now, which one of you guys is a better camp cook?
Probably Dan.
Okay.
But I was going to say, you do actually cook. People always ask us, do you guys really cook in your RV? And of course we do. And like we like to go out to eat too, but you want to keep some of those family routines and some normalcy in your life too, and you have to stay healthy. So we cook all the time. If we're not grilling outside, we're inside cooking. So
plus you have an oven to do some baking. So, you know, and if Dan likes to fly fish, I mean, man, imagine cooking up a trout in there. I mean, come on. Unless you fish like me and don't actually catch anything. So then you order McDonald's and you're heating it up in the microwave. So
yeah, we're getting a fish stick sandwich.
That's right. Bake some fish sticks. I put shrinky dinks in the oven in the camper, Dan. That's a great shrinky dinks. You got to make shrinky dinks when you're out camping. That
To
is
be honest with you, I have no idea what a shrinky dink is.
You don't remember Shrinky Dinks as a kid?
I feel like I'm missing something.
He
there.
missed a lot of cool
Yeah,
childhood things.
Lindsay, you know what? I know we've already
I'll hit on
passed
that.
Christmas. I'm going to send him some Shrinky Dinks for Christmas. So here we go on the outside. Now, they also updated, you got those HD Max graphics on this one, which, you know, don't fade, is easy. They're beautiful. Got a 32-inch TV on the outside, too. So,
Love that. We're pretty excited about that feature in ours as well. You know,
Sometimes you just want to watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
put the
but to
game
be
on,
outside
or-
too.
Yeah, put the game on, or
We're tailgating.
mm-hmm.
Perfect for tailgating.
See, this is why I like Class A's for that tailgating experience, because
Yeah.
most of them do come with an outside TV. So even if you don't want to go in the stadium, you can enjoy the game, hanging with everybody in the comfort of your own space, doing some grilling.
Yeah, for
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, and there we have those
Hey,
storage
nice if you got
compartments.
those lights in there too, which is really
Yeah, motion sensed. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but inside, all those storage compartments are rotocast. So they have a little nozzle there in the bottom where if you get dirt or grime or anything in there, pop that out. You can spray them clean. Boom. You don't have to worry about the carpeted storage or anything like that. They're tough, durable, easy to clean. And you got 68 cubic foot of storage just on the outside.
Wow.
That's a lot of baby toys. There you go. Yeah, it has there's your hydraulics for the leveling system there. Got the LP Quick Connect as well. Some more storage in the back. So now, Dan, when you cook, when you camp, do you bring a grill along, or do you do the cooking in the kitchen?
most of the time in the kitchen. But that Quick Connect is on our new one, and I'm real excited about it because I'm going to be getting a new grill and plan to take the operation outdoors.
If you get a chance, right?
So we'll have easy access to beer and beverages, a little sink outdoors.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to
Right. If you get a chance, get that tailgater combo, the one that has the grill and the Blackstone flat top.
Oh.
Those are must-haves if you're going camping, because that opens up a lot of different options for cooking. Lunch and breakfast, bam, outside on the grill. Love it.
We're actually going shopping at Camping World today, right after we get off.
Nice.
Because we have a huge must-have list.
Yeah,
So.
we got to get some new things for the new RVs.
Yeah.
And
Good.
that Coleman foldable grill, that one that I forget what it's called, but that's kind of the one I got my eye on.
That's a great one to have, the tailgater. Yeah, that's a great one to have.
I only know that it folds up. And it has the stands, the feet. You know, so if it's
You can
cold-
just slide it right into the storage. Yep, it's great.
Yeah.
So right there, you noticed we got the solid mounted ladder on the back, the backup camera. This one also has an 8,000-pound hitch on it as well. So if you want to tow your car, bam, got your hitch down there. And
Definitely. So.
You have the generator as well. This one has the Onan 5500 generator on it. There's your external command center. I don't know if you guys can see it right there with the external shower. Yeah, the storage compartment there. But there's your external shower, your terminations, the whole nine. So you can lock those away at night. Don't have to worry about somebody reaching in and messing with it, which is a very nice, little thing to have. But the 2021 Freedom Traveler A27, today and today only. I can't emphasize that enough. Only because Dan and Lindsay got my back, and I know my boss would stab me over $3,000. We're going to knock that down to starting at $99,995 or as low as $20.61 a day. If this is something that you want to get into, Chris, Dan, Lindsay, let me have it. Text DEALS to 46642. Leave me a comment down below. DEALS. We will make sure this kicks off your 2021 the best way possible. So even slide toppers on there. You see that, Dan? Lindsay? You see the slide topper there?
Oh, yeah.
Those to me are like imperative in any RV.
I don't have that.
This thing is so pretty.
Right?
I love it.
And the thing I love about it is, it's 28. I think it's 28 and a half feet long, and that's one of the things that we personally like because, we had a Class C, and going and giving up that shortness for more space was a hard thing for us to do.
Yeah.
But, something like this still keeps you in a very reasonable lane. You're not going to have any problems getting into sites. Easy to maneuver. I just think it's a perfect length, and it gives you a great amount of space. It's like the best of those two things combined.
Yeah. And guys, thank you so much for picking this one out, because this was a great pick for our very first influencer pick of the week here at the Ultimate RV Show National Tour. Is a great way to kick it off. So once again, if you're interested in that 2021 Freedom Traveler A27, we got it starting at $99,995 today and today only. If you do not text deals to 46642, but you do it tomorrow, it will not be $99,995. I can't emphasize that enough. Now, you guys travel a lot. You know that understanding that keeping an RV clean can be a little difficult. So we got something else that is special for you guys joining us this week. Have you had a chance to use the Dirt Devil vacuum?
We have one very similar, but this is on our list of things that we're going shopping for, because let me tell you, like, RVing, you kind of have to embrace a little bit of the dirtiness, because there's always sand and dirt coming in. And then if you add pets, and then there's hair floating around too, you have to have a little compact vacuum. With our fifth wheel, we brought a full-size one, and it was just bulky and a pain to get out. So these little handheld Dirt Devils, they're so powerful, so much easier.
So lightweight. I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And this has the 360 reach. It comes with its own travel case, tons of attachments. If you do not have a central vac system inside your RV, this is one that I think you absolutely have to have. I mean, it's got the extendable attachment, long cord. You got the removable case right there. See here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's almost like embarrassing how excited we get about these vacuums, because
right?
It's just it makes cleaning up so much easier, you know.
Sure.
Now, who does more of the cleaning, Dan or Lindsay?
Please do.
Yeah, I mean, I keep losing hair, so it's running away from my face and falling off all at the same time. So I mean, I need one of these just to go along with me. But who cleans the RV more, or do you guys split it 50-50?
Me, for sure.
Yeah, we have a pretty good routine where I usually do the outside stuff, so I'm doing the hoses and picking up the campsite, and she does the inside.
Right on.
Good trade-off.
Let me tell you, this thing has...
My outside stuff, he really means dumping the tanks. So
right.
I think I win in that agreement. What is this?
Look, yeah, you even got the little red Pinocchio attachment that comes along with this one. I love it. So this one right now, once again, because it is the Ultimate RV Show National Tour, we got ultimate deals on RVs. We have 80,000 factory fresh RVs coming. But we said we need to do an ultimate deal on the gear as well. So this Dirt Devil 360 Reach right now, 15% off, and all you got to do to get more information, text DEALS to 46642 or leave us a comment down below. DEALS. And you will be able to find this Dirt Devil 360 for you. And Jace, throw me some of those attachments. Hang on. Guys, you got to see this. This thing comes with everything under the sun.
One of the areas that we always have a hard time cleaning is underneath the slides. So having those skinny attachments is super helpful, because that's where all the stuff slides into.
Right.
Wow.
You could use this not only on the ceiling fans, but also underneath the slides, the windows. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like, or if you just want to act like an octopus, I don't know. This thing's got all types of stuff in it. You got extenders. You got tubes. This is the Dirt Devil 360 Reach, and 15% off right now during the Ultimate RV Show National Tour Week 1. If you want this, I need this. Dan, Lindsay, you guys need this. So when you go to Camping World later on today, just tell them, hey, I know this is 15% off. I got the deals code. I texted it to 46642. Can I please get my 15% off? I think these are regularly $79.99, I believe. $80. Even then, that's a good deal for this.
Yes.
Powerful. Got the extender, so you don't have to keep reaching over to get maybe on top of the cabinets or things like that. So there you go.
And having a clean space makes all the difference, because if you have clutter and dirt, it's going to make your, tiny home feel a whole lot smaller. So it's a big tip, is just keeping things organized and clean. You'll feel so much better.
Because you are in a smaller space, and that stuff, if you don't keep it clean, it will drive you crazy. So Dan and Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us here for week 1 with the Ultimate RV Show National Tour. You guys did a fantastic job helping us kick it off the right way, making the Friday even that much better, not only with a great RV, that A27, but also giving us a great retail deal on the Dirt Devil 360.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. And thank you guys really for putting this on. It's an incredible event. You guys always do amazing stuff and bring amazing deals. So hopefully this helps some people get on the road in 2021.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for not only doing what you do for us, but also being on the road with us. I mean, we just kicked off 2021. We just started a brand new year. We got so many factory fresh RVs coming, over 80,000. Hopefully there'll be more people like you popping up who have experienced what it's like to have life on the road. And before we go, is there one more tip or trick that you can give somebody to help them either pick the right RV or make sure they have a great road trip when they do go?
My biggest thing is always, I just tell people, go for it. Don't second guess yourself. Even if you get an RV that maybe isn't the best fit for you, you can switch it up. There's very few things that you can't overcome. You just have to go for it.
And there's always going to be a trade-off. If you're out there looking for that first RV, there's always a plus and a con, and nothing is going to be 100% perfect. So you just find the one that meets the most check boxes for you, and then, like she said, just get out there.
The sacrifices are so worth it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, they are. And if I wanted to have all of our people out there watching the Ultimate RV Show National Tour right now follow your detour, where can we find you guys?
Instagram and Facebook are our two big ones, and it's just @follow_your_detour, and then Facebook's just @followyourdetour. But connect with us. We love it. We love, helping give advice and tips. So
You can always check out our blog. We have a lot of articles about how-tos, and we have quite a few articles on, why we picked certain RVs, Class A's, Class C's, things like that. So check that out at followyourdetour.com.
Wonderful. Dan and Lindsay, thank you again so much for joining us. Happy New Year. Congratulations. Enjoy the Class A. Enjoy the Bay Bay. And I can't wait to hear from you guys soon.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us here at the Ultimate RV Show National Tour. Well, that does it for the Friday day here at the Ultimate RV Show National Tour. Now, once again, if you want to take advantage of that deal on the A27, the 2021 Freedom Traveler A27, starting at $99,995 or as low as $20.61 a day, that deal is only good today. Tomorrow, it's going back up, and I'm sorry, but I can only give you one gift this new year. Actually, no, I can give you about 80,000 factory fresh gifts coming. Join us tomorrow, 11 o'clock, when day 3 of the Ultimate RV Show National Tour continues right here on the East Coast.